Hi, Duncan.
Hi, Frank. We're back.
We are.
Wow.
After a short. Should the audience be surprised at this point?
No,
We're
we're
bad at
not.
this.
There's no
School
daily uploads.
started. There's a pandemic.
Cool. Fuck.
Cool.
I mean, frick.
Yeah, this is a
Everybody.
this is a family podcast.
That's right. I can't fricking take it much longer, if I'm being honest.
We hope you guys are staying safe, having fun.
Yeah, when you can, but
Yeah.
prioritize health.
And we hope you're watching movies.
Absolutely.
Mr.
Why wouldn't you be?
Movies. Yeah.
Speaking of, what did you watch, Frank?
Well, first of all, how many things did you
Oh, that's a
watch?
good point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things.
Ooh, hey, Duncan, you beat me again.
Oh my god. This is so
Dang.
funny. Okay, so then I should start, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. I watched Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Oh my gosh,
You
yes.
have been talking about that movie series, I think, for the past few monthly episodes. So
Mhm.
You won me over. You wore me down. I had to look at it.
I forgot to tell you the news. I forgot to tell you the good news.
This news.
So I'm Duncan and I are both in film school. I have to explain now for the audience. We're taking online classes, but I'm taking this one class called Speaker Series, where people working in the industry come in and talk to us and answer questions. I forgot. I think it's sometime in end October or early November. I'm actually coming in as the film editor of the first of the all four Diary of a Wimpy Kid films.
Say that again?
Coming into my class via Zoom is the editor of all four Diary of a Wimpy Kid films. The man who binded together the Bible with his bare hands.
You get to see the editor.
I get to see him. I get to talk to him. I get to ask him questions.
Oh my god.
Guys, if you have any questions you want me to ask.
We need to draft a bunch of questions.
If you guys have any questions you want me to ask the editor of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, please let
ask
us
him
know
how he
below.
got that job, because
Yeah.
frick. I want to get a
How
job
does it
like
feel
that. How does it feel to be a legend, sir?
How does it feel to basically be the epicenter of an entire religious movement?
Well, let's start with chapter 1, verse 1 of this religious movement.
Do you think this podcast will ever get us canceled?
Maybe a light canceling.
Maybe a light cancellation,
Let's try not to go for the full thing.
We trend 38th on Twitter, but nothing ever comes of it.
Right.
Okay.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid. When you talked about it, you talked about how it was shot on film, how there was a lot of care put into how it mirrored the book. And I have to say, I didn't really believe that when you told me. I thought you were overhyping a movie from my childhood. But I watched it and it was really good.
It's really good.
It was surprisingly heartwarming.
Yeah.
And the characters were all pretty believable for the most part. It wasn't the average child protagonist those Disney movies where the kid has a makeshift zip line from his bedroom to the kitchen that he goes down the stairs on and does a kickflip in front of his mom. There's none of that. These kids are believable, grounded characters that still have a lot of depth and care put into them. And
Dude,
it was a delight to watch them.
Wait till you watch Roderick Rules. Just wait, because it's amazing. It's incredible.
All right, maybe.
You have to.
Maybe.
I was genuinely shocked because I remember Roderick Rules being my second favorite, and then upon rewatch as an older gentleman, I really enjoyed it. I especially think you having a brother, you're really going to enjoy it.
I think you're right. So basically, to wrap up the Diary of a Wimpy Kid, really good. I did not expect it to be that good, but it killed. It slapped, and I recommend it.
Yes, Disney Plus. It's streaming.
There it is.
High def. I'm trying to think. I'll start off with an Italian film I watched.
Ooh.
My father's been trying to get me into the Italian film, so every once in a while we'll pop
cute.
one in.
That's cute.
You know what? It makes him happy, and you know what? I don't know what I was saying. You know what I meant. I watched a film called The Star Maker. It's about this man, and he goes around town to town, and he has people pay him to do like audition tapes to be in movies, but he's actually like a scam artist. Like he stole the camera and he just takes people's monies and then money and leaves. Yeah. So I thought it was a really interesting, and then it's kind of creepy though because he falls in love with this girl, and like you buy the romance, but the thing is he's like 37 and she's like 17, so that was kind of off-putting. But, I think this movie was made in like the 80s, so I think it was okay back then. I don't know what
80s.
It was made in the 80s, but it takes place in like the 1930s or something. So I don't know what,
Yeah,
it was uncomfortable. It was for sure uncomfortable.
That's fair to say.
Yeah. It got more graphic than it needed to. I'll say that.
Did it get graphic between the 38-year-old and the 17-year-old?
Well, first they show the 17-year-old, and you're like, okay, that's pretty bad, and then they show both. Yep.
All right.
We thought Cuties was controversial. Jesus.
So, do you recommend the film?
Like, it's a good movie, but there's.
But at what cost?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's always a shame when it's like a good movie. But I
like the premise of this guy going town to town and scamming people.
And that does sound interesting.
Yeah, it was. But then,
But he has a side passion for seducing teens.
There's a lot of that in Italian movies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. It's bizarre.
Something in the water.
Mamma mia. Let's move on to the next one.
All right. Well, I watched Roderick Rules.
Yeah!
I watched it like the next day.
Dude, it's so good.
Oh, it's so good.
It is.
Like, after I finished the first one, I was like, I don't want to let those characters go.
Yeah.
So I immediately went into the second one, and it did such a good job.
I don't think they underused Roderick in the first one, but the way they use they use him to his
used
fullest
everything they set up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's
like
great.
they did.
We're gonna do our own. I don't want to get into it. We have to do a wimpy kid shebang.
Shebang.
You should do I would do like an hour long, like we'd somehow film it. We could film ourselves on green screen and make it look like we're next to each other. And we could put the background where he's in his journal when he opens to narrate the movies. We can have that as the background.
Oh my God.
You can put it on Kunk and Dasker so that way it gets like 20,000 views. By the way, subscribe to Kunk and Dasker.
It is not a 20,000 views kind of channel.
I see a play button in your future, my friend.
It's very kind of you to say. I want it to
I think the Wimpy Kid movies deserve a platform.
Absolutely.
And I feel like we are that platform.
I'm not going to get into it too much because we have a extravaganza planned, apparently. But I would say I think this movie did a good job cutting what didn't work from the first one and adding on to the
what little there is that doesn't work from the first one.
Right.
Hashtag perfection.
They did drop Chloe Grace Moretz entirely.
I think that's a good call.
Her character did feel a little weird in the first one. It was just sort of like, I don't think that character was in the books. And it was like this
no, she wasn't.
kind of like upperclassman kind of figure. It didn't really work, if you ask me. So they cut that. They replaced it with like the love interest. What's her name? Holly Hills.
Holly Hills.
Man. They really the roller rink scene.
Oh, fantastic.
It just doesn't get any better than that. The secondhand embarrassment from that movie, I think, took 5 years off. The
secondhand embarrassment. That's a great way of putting it.
So, Roderick Rules, it's a beautiful movie. I can't help but recommend it.
Honestly, I need to watch Dog Days. I don't know why I've held off.
Yeah, we will both watch Dog Days. Maybe The Long Haul.
No, we have to. I feel like we have to.
It's completely different.
It won't be good, but we have to do it.
All right. You sold me.
We owe it to the fans.
All right. Yeah. This will be an in-depth extravaganza. We'll do it.
Extravaganza.
All right. What else did you watch?
I watched the documentary. I'm taking a documentary class, so within from now till December, there's going to be, I have to watch one a week, so there's going to be a lot of documentaries. I only have 2
Wow.
for this month, but yeah. I watched Pavarotti.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Ronald Howard film about the singer Pavarotti, and it's really good. I'm not into opera, you big shocker, but I really enjoyed hearing from him, hearing from his family, seeing like um the kind of person he was. He was a very giving man, and they really go into depth to show you that. So I thought it was a
Yeah.
decent documentary. It's not my favorite documentary. I watched another documentary that I really enjoyed, which I'll
Okay.
talk about next. But Pavarotti was Pava pretty good, so I should give it a good mark.
Did it fall below the Pavarotti line?
I don't know what that means.
Poverty line? Pavarotti line?
Oh, I
Pav
don't understand that reference. Look, here's the thing. He's
the
Italian, and
poverty line?
the way they introduced him was he was Italian and he liked pasta, so I immediately clicked with the guy. So
That's a relatable character.
yeah,
All right. Do you recommend it?
if you're into it, I think you would get something from it. It's a very static like it's very. What the hell are you doing? Are you drinking a whole ass bottle of juice?
Yeah, it's really hot out here.
Dude, that's a whole bottle of juice.
Well, I'm not going to finish it.
Oh, that's not COVID friendly. What if someone comes over and they want some juice? Now you stuck your freaking tongue down the bottle.
I have 2 bottles. If someone comes over, they can have the other bottle.
You know what, man? If I was living on my own in the middle of a pandemic, I'd do the same thing.
Thank you. This episode has been brought to you by Simply Lemonade.
Thank you.
I watched Harriet. The Harriet
I
Tubman
heard about
movie.
that one. Someone wrote a song for it, and I was like, that's a bizarre choice for that movie. Who was it? I thought it was someone weird like J-Lo, where I was like, that's kind of bizarre.
It was okay. Here's my issue.
Yeah.
I really liked this movie. I think Harriet Tubman is a very, very fascinating.
Who's the actress in it? Is that the lady from Bad Times at the El Royale?
Oh my God, was it? I think it was.
Cynthia Erivo.
I'd have to fact check that, but I'm pretty sure that was her.
Yeah, no, I just Googled that.
Oh, sweet. She killed it. She was fantastic.
She's
the
great.
Acting was great. Here's the thing. The movie made a choice that I think completely undermined the entire Harriet Tubman story. And you're not going to believe this, but they decided in this historical fiction to make Harriet Tubman psychic.
What?
This blows my mind.
Like, that's so Raven?
Yes.
What?
Well, not as defined, but there are multiple
Can
times
gaze into the future.
There are multiple times in this movie where like she will have a prophetic vision and then say that God is speaking to her. And when the movie finished, I told my dad, like, yeah, I didn't like how they made her psychic because it like kind of undermines the accomplishment that the real person did. My dad said she was psychic.
I was about to Google if she was.
I was like, what? And so we did Google it. And it turns out that reportedly she did have like dreams of like scenarios in the future. And like people said that it was God speaking to her. And which is fine. You can like have a character like dream and then have something similar happen and have that character make choices. But they went so far as like she's leading this group of slaves and there's a bunch of like slave owners like about to like ambush them like across this bridge, and they're about to cross the bridge, and then Harriet goes, no. And everyone stops and they're like, what do you mean, Harriet? We need to cross this bridge to get to the Underground Railroad. And Harriet's like, no, we can't. We have to cross the river. And it's like, I don't think that happened. I don't think at the last minute she stopped everyone from walking into an ambush.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Like,
that's a choice, but
yeah. And
you remembered it. It made it memorable.
Yeah, giving her telekinesis was a very interesting, not telekinesis, but they gave her like psychic foreseeable, they made her Professor X, and it was really weird. Because it's like, wouldn't it be more impressive if they just told the story of the real human who did this inhuman thing instead of like claiming that it was like a spiritual connection kind of thing. Anyway, I liked the movie. Really, really fun. Great story. Weird additional psychic power, but otherwise very good.
Oh, I watched something. Let me pull up my sheet. I have Harriet Tubman's sidekick up right now. The documentary, the other one I watched was called, we're going to get a little political. It was called Get Me Roger Stone. Do you know who Roger Stone is?
I certainly have a clear image in my head. Yes.
This man is okay, so basically he was like the mastermind, if you want to call it that, behind Trump's 2016 whole election thing.
Mm-hmm.
And like this dude, look, I'm going to keep it as neutral as possible. It's going to be hard to with this.
Yeah.
No matter what side of the aisle you fall on, this dude is nuts. Like this dude is like has a freaking neck tattoo of Richard Nixon.
Yeah.
And like,
I don't think any sane person can pull that off.
And like the dude's obsessed with Richard Nixon. Like they were going through his, like he has a room in his house of just Richard Nixon memorabilia, and he goes, "Oh, this is a collector's item," and he goes, "This is my Richard Nixon bong," and I'm like, "Who has a?" Like it's just the most obscure.
That's two different like Venn diagrams of people.
And like
people who own
the dude's
bongs
nuts. The dude is like objectively insane. But like the weird thing is that he's very effective. Like he's not wrong.
It worked.
Here worked. We are. He's not wrong. Like he's not wrong. He's just
got to be infuriating. Oh,
it is. Like, and they have like these things throughout which he has like rules he lives by, and they're called Stone's rules, and they're outrageous. They are outrageous.
Yeah. Anyone who makes a list of rules that are like named after themselves, it's like, oh, no thanks.
We should make a Mr. Movies podcast rule list. Rule 1, always have fun.
Rule number 2, be yourself.
Be yourself.
Rule number 3, no kicking or biting.
Yes. Rule number 4, don't post the Zoom links to your podcast on Twitter.
We will be not talking about that. Oh my god.
Follow us on Twitter because something stupid like that might happen again. You never know.
If the moment arises, we will tweet the Zoom link. See chaos. Do you recommend the Roger Stone documentary?
I do. It was very educational.
Is it going to make me sad?
It's going to make, like, look.
That's a yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, oh, wow, this is what's running our country. Like, ugh.
Oh, man. I watched a terrible movie. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I watched a very old Western comedy called Support Your Local Gunfighter. And it's about this man who just pretends to be a cowboy, and the town's like, finally a cowboy to stop the no good criminals, and then the guy bumbles his way, and they're like, yay, he's a cowboy, and the guy's like, I'm not a cowboy, but I can't tell anybody. Then the bad villain shows up, and then they have to fight, but the cowboy somehow learns how to become a cowboy. It's so formulaic, it's not even worth talking about. It's very sexist. Just the whole thing is like,
why'd you watch it?
My grandpa made me.
Oh.
No, I do not recommend Support Your Local Gunfighter. It's
Alrighty.
bad. It's gross. I'm not even going to say the title again. Just don't watch it.
I watched, I don't know which one I want to talk about.
Well, you're going to get to both.
I watched a movie with Christian Bale, Amy Thin Adams, Jennifer Lawrence.
You ever drink something and it makes you more thirsty?
Yeah.
I think that's the
vodka.
Oh my god. Sorry for interrupting. Going.
What the hell was I talking about? I watched the movie American Hustle.
Wow, I love that movie.
Have you seen it?
No.
I was going to say you didn't sound too enthusiastic. It was good. It's like a little, Jeremy Renner's in it.
Hawkman?
Yeah, he's actually. I haven't seen him in anything outside of the Avengers movies. He's
I haven't
pretty
heard of him
good.
since he put a gun in his wife's mouth.
Oh shoot, I forgot about that.
Go
Watch out for the
Avengers.
Hawkeye series coming soon to Disney Plus. Um, isn't that terrible that like people can do that, but because he's Hawkeye, he gets a pass?
Yeah, makes me question the American media society we live in.
Yep.
Anyway,
by
talk
the way,
more about
today's
American.
episode of the Mr. Movies podcast is brought to you by Disney Plus. Stream all your favorites now, including
Subscribe
The
it or
Mandalorian
Nikki will
season
be
2
sad.
coming soon.
Here we go.
That's it. That's all I have to say. I watched it. It was good.
Isn't it just like Wolf of Wall Street, but like different?
I haven't seen Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, me
so
neither.
you know, it's kind of like it's a slow burn, so I don't have much to say about it, but I enjoyed it. I had a fun time. I don't want to go back immediately and rewatch it, but I would rewatch it.
And isn't that just what a movie needs?
I guess I don't know. I should. I go to film school, but here we are. What did you watch, Duncan?
I watched. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go put this in the fridge before it spoils. So entertain the podcast for a brief minute.
Oh my gosh! Do you see what we have to deal with? This is what I have to deal with. Look at Duncan. I'm just gonna narrate what he's doing. He's opening his fridge. Oh my god, this is so unprofessional. I don't know what the hell's taking him so long. How are you guys doing? How's it hanging? How you feeling? A little blue jay just flew by my window. Duncan's gonna have to edit this. This is terrible. I'm bad at doing this. I don't know why. He could have waited till it was my turn and then just ditched, and we wouldn't have had to address it. But here we are. He's just he's a dirty scoundrel. He's just like all the other women in my life. He's a nasty boy, and that's why I think Citizen Kane is the best movie ever made.
Nice try. Whatever it is, I'll hear it. Son of a bitch.
You're going to have some editing to do.
Terrific.
So what did you watch, Duncan?
I watched something new to Netflix. It was called Feel Good. And it was one of those TV
Did it
shows.
make you feel bad about yourself? Or did it make you feel...
It was
good.
It was really depressing. It was really... Okay, so you know how every comedian ever makes a TV show about themselves?
Yeah.
God, this is a bad example, but Louis C.K. made Louis.
Jesus, why would you go? Just say Everybody Loves Raymond. The hell, Louis C.K. Jesus Christ. Okay, continue. Oh my God, why was that the first one that came to your mind?
I don't like him, but it's whatever.
Seinfeld.
Anyway, there's a comedian named Mae Martin, and I really she's great stuff. I've watched specials from her before, so I went into it liking this comedian, and it's a self-insert kind of show. So what?
Nothing. You see the stupid faces I was making. I yawned in my. Just continue.
Rule number 5 of the podcast is no yawning. Anyway, so it's a self-insert. So she plays herself, and it's a show about her, and she starts a relationship with a woman, but this woman has only ever dated men before, so it's about insecurity from both sides, because the woman Mae is dating thinks she's into both, but she doesn't know because this is the first time, and then Mae's whole insecurity is does this person actually like me, or am I a friend that she sleeps with? And I've never seen an in-depth show about so much insecurity in relationships. It was heartbreaking to watch. What are you doing?
I'll be honest, I don't know. This one's just not catching my attention. So I just thought I'd let you know that by just wailing my body
entertaining?
around.
Whatever. It's a cute show.
Is
It's
it?
very
You
short.
just said it was depressing.
Very depressing.
I watched seasons 2 and 3 of the CW hit series A Black Lightning, and
Wow.
I really enjoyed it. So Black Lightning's a show. Season 1, I'll be honest, it wasn't for me. And you know what? Season 2, I would argue it was better, but it still wasn't for me.
Okay.
But season 3 came along, and although not perfect, I thought season 3 they nailed it. Do you know who Wayne Brady is?
Yes.
So I love Wayne Brady. I don't know if you know this. I love Wayne Brady more than it's okay.
I don't think you've ever mentioned your passion for Wayne.
I friggity diggity love Wayne Brady. And he's the villain. He plays Gravedigger, but he's only in like the last 3 episodes. But like when he's on screen, like you feel it.
He's a very commanding performer.
Yeah, he's really good. So what I'm trying to say is watch anything with Wayne Brady in it. I really enjoyed Black Lightning. I will say the series to me where it really picked up, Jesus Christ. What the hell? Some dude in like a man bun, he was like freaking 35, just came wailing down my street on a skateboard. The hippies are taking over, man. The property value is going down. Oh my God. Wayne Brady, I thought killed it. It was fun. And I'd recommend it.
All right. Black Lightning, everybody.
He had a man bun. I don't know if I mentioned that.
That was the first thing you mentioned.
Jesus. He was dressed. I can't even describe his outfit. He had like freaking khakis, but his shirt was tucked in, but he was wearing like some 1980s band T-shirt. And he had like beat headphones on. It wasn't even like it looked like an electric skateboard, but you know those ripsticks? It kind of looked like it was carved like a ripstick, but it was a skateboard.
Sounds nice. I should get one.
What did you watch, Duncan?
I watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
What's Spider-Man?
I think everyone on the planet has seen this movie. It's really good. The animation is beautiful. Very dynamic storytelling and characters. If you haven't seen it, give it a go. It's
good. I like it.
You don't even have to be familiar with the Spider-Man story to enjoy it because they tell you that story 8 times.
Mm-hmm.
Very fun, very cute kids movie, but all ages will enjoy it. That's really all I have to say about it.
I watched a pretty rockin' action movie. As you know, if you've been listening, I've been trying to catch up with all the. Did you hear that stutter? Oh my gosh!
I thought you did it for emphasis.
No, I didn't. I don't know. That's never happened before. I'm trying to catch up on all the Daniel Craig. I don't know what my issue is. James Bond movies. I watched Skyfall. I'm just gonna say it. I don't know why.
How did you enjoy Skyfall?
Can I just say my favorite? Why am I struggling right now? Oh my God!
You're excited.
The opening was phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Where they take the shot and he's fighting that dude on the train and then he falls and then Adele's soothing voice comes in and that credit scene was chef's kiss. I really enjoy these movies. They're great. They really are. Oh gosh, I can't remember the villain's name. Do you know what the villain though that I'm talking about?
The villain of Skyfall?
Yeah.
From No Country for Old Men.
Yeah, and then he was like,
Javier
"Do you know
Bardem.
what cyanide does to a person's face?" And then he takes out his tooth, and half his face starts sagging. I was like, "Yeah!" I was rooting for him.
What?
I thought he was good. And he tried to seduce James Bond, and I was like, "What's going on?"
I do remember that.
I enjoyed it.
That scene stood out in my mind. I was like, "Oh, that's new."
Yeah. Anyway, that's Skyfall. What did you watch?
I watched A Knight's Tale. And have you heard of this movie?
Is that with Morgan Freeman?
No.
And Tom Cruise?
Definitely not.
Yeah, it is.
A Knight's Tale?
What am I thinking of? Oh, I'm thinking of the movie called Last Nights.
Okay.
No, I'm not. Wait, no, because Tom Cruise is in the one. What movie am I thinking of? What's the movie I just said that I thought it was and it wasn't?
The Last Knights?
Knight's Tale. No one cares about A Knight's Tale.
A Knight's Tale is so good. It has Heath Ledger. It has Paul Bettany. Do you remember Lydia from Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
She's in it. It's really fucking good. It's my new comfort movie. Like I absolutely I love it so much. Heath Ledger, I miss him so much.
I do too.
He was so good.
Can you just think, like, if he was still, like, when did we lose him? What, 10 years ago? A little over 10 years.
Must have been.
Like, can you just think in 10 years of performances?
Oh, man.
And stuff he could have, like, oh my gosh.
Huge.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Man. Anyway, A Knight's Tale, if you ever miss Heath Ledger, watch this. It's one of his best performances where he's not, like, crazy in character as the Joker.
Okay. I watched a TV show. I watched season 1 of a TV show. I watched season 1 of The Legend of Korra. Yeah. I really liked it. Can I say, like, Amon was a phenomenal villain.
Right?
And, like, I'm not going to spoil anything, but the scene towards the end when he's on the boat.
Oh.
Dude.
For a kids show?
Felt that. I felt that. Season 2, I'm really enjoying. I'm not into it as much as season 1. I'm about halfway through it.
Season 2 is kind of rough, yeah.
How would you rank the seasons?
I would rank them 4, 3, 1, 2.
So you think season 2 is the weakest?
Yeah.
Okay.
It does the thing where, like, it spreads all the characters across the map.
Yep, that's what I'm not liking about it.
You got to keep them together.
Like, I feel like I'm on episode 5 and I can't remember her name. I don't know any of their names. I feel bad.
Which one? Describe the character.
The lady that was in the middle of the love triangle in season 1.
Asami?
That was dating. Who?
Asami.
Asami. She just appeared and I'm like 5 episodes in.
They underutilize her a ton. It's super
throughout the series.
Just especially in season 2.
Okay.
I
really enjoy her character. I enjoy all the characters.
Me too. They did J.K. Simmons as Tenzin.
Dude, Tenzin is my favorite.
It's so great.
I freaking love Tenzin.
It's absolutely just a joy.
And his kids, like, I'm happy season 2 is focusing on his relationship with his family. Mm-hmm. Like, I like to see her, like, his sister and his brother. I'm really fascinated in.
A lot of people don't like how the show sort of, like, implies that Aang had favoritism with, like, his kids. A lot of people, like, weren't really into that. Are you at that?
I didn't view it as favoritism because I'm like, in many ways, like, has to pass down all these customs.
If you got one airbender kid, then like, you kind of got to unload a lot of information on that guy. Yeah, so a lot of people like hated the show for that because they're like, it made Aang a bad father, and like I don't.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's.
And the kids had good memories with Aang. They all loved Aang.
Yeah.
Like there was a great moment in season 2 where Boomy's looking at the statue and he's talking to his father, and I'm like, that's so wholesome, dude. It's not a kid, like it's a kid show, but it's not a kid show.
Yeah, Korra is especially just like
they're getting into like a civil war in season 2, and I'm like, this is good.
Oh, what's his name? Unalaq? Is that right? Just you wait, holy
dude,
shit!
So far, the stuff that's happened, I'm like, this dude is nuts. But
keep watching. Like,
I'm excited. I'm really enjoying it.
I know season 2 is a bit of a drag, but like,
yeah. Alrighty, I only have 1 left. How many do you have? 2?
I got 3 left actually.
Oh dang! So do 2 right now.
Okay. I watched Happy, which is a movie about. It's not a movie. It's a TV show, but it's very weird. It's kind of over the top. Like,
is that with the guy and he has the cartoon unicorn?
Yes.
I wanted to watch it. Is that any good?
It's like John Wick on psychedelics.
I've heard it's hilarious.
It's over the top if you're into that.
I am.
For me, it kind of, ironically, it was beating a dead horse. Like it was just very like, Like, it's crazy, and then, oh, it's crazy, and like, oh, guess what? More crazy. And for me, I needed a break. But
Dude,
yeah, go ahead.
can I go off topic? Have you seen a
100%.
lot of Amazon Prime trucks?
Trucks?
Yeah, you know the Amazon Prime trucks?
Yes.
Have you seen, dude, I'm kid you not. I don't know if they've always been, or maybe just because like I'm at my desk all day now because of school. I see like 10 go by my window each day. And like I live on a very quiet street.
Yeah.
And I'm
I
like,
think
what is
because
it?
of the-
That's scary.
I
Dude,
think
what if they get into drones and stuff? Like, yo, Bezos is freaking whack. Bezos is whack.
I think because of the pandemic, there's an
Dude, it's
increase
freaking me out. I'm like, capitalism. I don't know what the hell's happening. It's freaking me out, dude. I hate it. I see it and I'm like, oh my God, we're a doomed society.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Tell me more about Happy.
the villain is like a mall Santa who
Mhm.
like kidnaps children and sells them to rich people.
That's bizarre. What does he sell them for? Is it the reason I think?
What reason do you think?
Like a bad reason? Like
No, it's
Taken?
they don't really get into it that much.
That's bizarre.
The movie is so weird because it juggles like first of all, this cop is like beating people's heads in with like equipment like in the room. It's like super graphic and bloody. People explode all the time. But then at the same time there's like a secret society of like invisible friends.
Mhm.
And like all these like cartoon animals around, so it's very Deadpool like because it's mixing like this comical randomness and graphic over the top, but I think Deadpool makes it light and Happy is very like depressed the whole time.
Mhm.
But it's fun, it's interesting, I recommend trying it out.
Give us another one.
So a week ago I was having trouble sleeping. This is at 1:00 at night. And I was like, you know what?
1:00 in the morning, you mean?
Yeah. I was like, it's not happening. I'm not falling asleep anytime soon. I'm going to watch Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
That's a great movie.
It was really good. I hadn't seen it in a while. I think the internet kind of misread this movie. I think this movie's cultural impact does not reflect the movie's message. Especially because I think what the movie did is they were like, Scott is really cool and Ramona's a quirky, like, manic pixie dream girl. When in reality, this movie is about personal growth. And I think all the characters start the movie like as the worst version of themselves. And then they have to learn how to be better. And through Scott, it's this manifestation of like the evil exes. And I think general audiences didn't really notice that it was a metaphor. And they were just like, haha, level 2, beat up an ex. Haha, Chris Evans is an ex. Haha. And when in reality, I think this movie is about accepting the past of the people you want to include in your future. And I think it's a tricky thing. And I think this movie manifested that concept into the idea of a beat 'em up. And I think people couldn't see past the beat 'em up because I don't know. I was reading a bunch of like forums and articles and reviews about this movie, and people just, I think, got the wrong message from it. Anyway, I thought it was good. Not a movie to watch at 1 in the morning, though. It destroyed me. Also, Brie Larson, her cover of Black Sheep in that movie fucking slaps. Even if you don't watch the movie, listen to that song because it fucking, ooh, it's good.
I forgot she was in that.
Yeah,
wait, she sings in it?
Yeah, she plays Scott's ex, who's like the leader of the band. Envy Adams, I think.
I'm thinking of a different movie with Brie Larson because I was like, she doesn't talk in that. I was thinking of a different movie where she doesn't talk.
I have to draw the blinds. It's really like...
Okay. I'll talk about the last movie I watched.
Oh, Christ, Chicago. Oh,
my
God.
And that movie is 1917.
1917 Reasons I Hate You.
Have you seen 1917?
Is that the war movie that's all in one shot?
Yeah.
Then hell no.
Dude, it's really good.
Really?
It is. It's really good. I really enjoyed it. My mom's not into war movies, and she was loving it. She thought it was one of the most well-made movies she's ever seen.
Well, if Grace Vela says yes, then
and
yes, I will.
The one-shot thing, like that's like it works great. Like
Really?
it really helps build the tension.
Are you sure? It felt kind of gimmicky when I saw it in the trailers.
No, well, you don't really see it in the trailer because.
Well, you're right. The trailer's cut up, but I don't know.
It really adds to it because you feel the passage of time.
Okay, yeah.
And
is the movie in real time then? Does the whole thing take place in like 2 hours?
Yes, and I'd have to slightly spoil it.
Okay, don't do that because now I'm going to watch it.
Do you want me to spoil it without spoiling it?
Yeah, tell the audience. I won't listen.
No, you can listen. No, come back. So there's a scene where the characters we're following, we'll just say, fall asleep. So the movie fades to black. And so then it's assumed some time has passed by, and then this is like halfway through the movie, and then it starts up again.
Okay.
So, and they do that because like the timing of the movie is basically a ticking clock. They only have X amount of hours, but obviously the movie can't be that long, so they have to.
I see. That's pretty clever. It's a good way of getting around.
It's really good. There's a scene where a person is running on a battlefield, and it's the most heart-pounding scene I've ever seen.
That's the one they show in the trailers, right?
Yeah, it's great.
It does look pretty good.
In the context, oh my gosh. Highly recommend it. Sam Mendes, you're a good director. Two Sam Mendes movies, Skyfall and 1917. Waka Waka. It's a good podcast.
I watched The Boys season 2.
No, we can't talk about it.
Why not?
I feel like that. I want to talk to you about this. Okay. Once the season ends, I'm really into it. Once the season ends, I think we do a whole podcast.
A dedicated episode. Great.
Yeah.
Then let's not talk about it too much.
Okay. Thanks for watching. I love you.
Thank you guys for watching and staying with us. I know these run long, and the fact if you
were watching a blue screen, that's kind of weird.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Just listen to it.
All right. Anything last to add before I hit the stop recording button?
Like this video if you enjoyed the Mr. Movies podcast. Slap that subscribe button and maybe tickle that bell notification.
Don't say tickle.
And if you're in the mood for a real good giggle, subscribe to Kunk and Asner.
Nope. Stop. I'm ending it.
Down below.
No. Bye.
Bye.